right. Finishing up lesson 38-2 with section 2, which covers question 4 only. It says, at this point, you have used scatter plots to visually represent the relationship between two numerical variables, and you have used a numerical measure to describe the strength and direction of the linear relationship. When a relationship is uncovered by statistics, the next task is to explain its meaning. Sometimes the interpretation of a relationship may not be obvious. For example, across European countries, there is a positive linear relationship between the number of storks and the number of newborn babies. Do storks bring babies? Are storks attracted by babies? Are both babies and storks brought by the tooth fairy? Do parents with newborns have warmer houses and therefore their chimneys attract storks looking for a warm place to nest? Humans want to make sense of their world and sometimes leap too quickly from seeing a correlation to inferring causation, which is a cause and effect relationship between two variables. This tendency should be resisted. There are many reasons why two variables might be related, other than cause and effect. Here are some common examples where a correlation should not be interpreted as a cause and effect relationship. The number of fire engines responding to a fire is positively correlated with the total damage. Should fewer fire engines, perhaps zero, be sent to fires to reduce damage? The number of people drowning at beaches is positively correlated with ice cream sales. Is ice cream dangerous? Shoe size is strongly correlated with reading ability. Should parents start their children off with a shoe size 12? The number of doctors per 1,000 people is positively correlated with the rate of serious disease. Are the doctors spreading the diseases? Make sense of problems. Number 4. For each of the correlations above, what do you think is the correct explanation for the correlation? So if we're looking at the fire engines, it says, should fewer fire engines, perhaps zero, be sent to fires to reduce damage? Why might there be this relationship here? Well, with the fire engines, what would happen if you have a larger fire? Usually you're going to send more fire engines to it. So, more engines are sent to larger fires. Drownings. Why might be the reason why there might be so many drownings? And how would that correlate to possible ice cream selling? Well, what usually happens in order for you to eat ice cream? What kind of day is it usually? Usually it's a hot day, right? Temperatures are increased, so you're out there eating ice cream. What also might happen on a day that it's hot? You might go to the water, right? So, both of these, both the drownings and the number of ice cream sales, could be attributed to possibly increased temperatures. All right, let's talk about the one that talks about the shoe size. Now, obviously, our reading ability is not dependent on our shoe size or vice versa. What happens, what might cause, sorry, what might cause your reading ability to increase? What might increase your shoe size? What might contribute to that? Yeah, your age. As your age increases, you might see an increase in your reading ability because you're learning more, right? And as you get older, your shoe size also increases. So both are results of getting older or aging, I mean. And lastly, let's talk about those doctors compared to diseases. Why might they even be kind of related? Well, where are you likely to see doctors? Where are you likely to hear about a serious disease? Yeah, both of these tend to go together. Both doctors and I'm going to say patients with disease, okay? Are So both doctors and patients with diseases are closely related to hospitals. Tend to see those doctors at hospitals, and usually that's where we hear the bad news on whether we have a serious disease or something like that. So the next statement says, be sure to use common sense when determining causation. Not always will there always be some type of correlation on because this increases, it's because this is also increasing. Sometimes the two are just related, but have nothing to do with a cause and effect situation here. On to your last debriefing question.